Well, I gotta tell you, in over the 18 years, and I've been so fortunate enough to be able to collect these amazing one-of-a-kind pieces from Nicky, and always my favorite has been your crosses. You know that. And
I do.
We share a lot of great stories in that, and they are so special and near and dear. I've given them as gifts. There's nothing like a Nicky Butler cross. Let me just start by saying that. But let me go through your individual choices and talk a little bit about this crazy special. So we have amethyst at 7.6 carats, all in sterling silver, and I think one of the most gorgeous scales, perfect design. We have your garnet at 9.5 carats. Now, it's all the same size, but carat weights will vary because of the density of the gemstones. Yes. So that's those two. Then we have your moonstone, which is absolutely spectacular at 7.6 carats. I've been wearing the labradorite. Here's the thing, Nicky, $159.90. That is a huge special for this cross that we would normally offer on any regular show.
Yes.
The fact that we were able to do this at at $60 savings, it's $99.90.
This is a large cross.
Oh my goodness, look at the labradorite
It's a
here.
very glorious piece of jewelry. I'm saying it myself, it is. I mean, I love crosses. I always try to bring you at least one new cross.
That's
and
beautiful.
I wanted to bring something very special for the holiday. I mean, it's a cross. It's Christmas. It's like, it's the celebration of my faith anyway. And it's just a beautiful piece of jewelry to have. It's a reassurance. It's a comfort level of what things are about. We've got the blue topazes. We've got 5 versions of this cross. It's your choice.
Let me walk you through again, because we have the free shipping. That's only for the show. We have the 5 flex pays. That's only while they last.
5 flex pays,
so it's under $20. And here's the thing. Even though there's a little bit of an upcharge to guarantee Christmas Eve delivery, we're picking up the regular shipping. So it may be worth it, you know. Not maybe it is.
You can get it in your hand on the 24th of December still.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty amazing, Lynn.
Yes, you make it. Absolutely.
It's Pony Express. Some guy will knock on the door.
Okay, this is why Nicky Butler is truly the king of rainbow moonstone. I mean, is that not just the most beautiful example?
And
Topaz.
Every stone in that cross, there's 19 stones. It's matched, perfectly matched. I mean, to match natural stones in all the colors, not just the moonstone, the garnet, the labradorite, the amethyst, they're all matched. This is the quality. This is the way I want to keep bringing you. Look at that. Now, Kate's wearing the garnet now.
With the black agate necklace, gemstone. Really powerful.
It is powerful, and it's empowering. You feel that. You feel that energy.
I'm going to start updating you on the quantity availabilities. We're we're limited across the board here. I want to say labradorite. Oh, let me give you an update. 100 remain. They will all go. All right, let's talk about your labradorite, like that of the moonstone.
Well, it's that magical kind of mysterious stone. It's part of the same family, the feldspar family of rainbow moonstone, but it's slightly more mysterious. It's a bit, I would say moonstone is like the lighter version. The labradorite is kind of like
almost
the stronger.
Like peacock colors,
here's that labradorite ring at the same time. When you see that,
you know, I'm gonna put that on.
And you see them together. And how that works, that's the mystery of labradorite.
Any which way you move, it's the flashes
the chatoyancy of the color.
So lovely.
But it's the shape of the cross too, and if you go sideways, you see there's a cross in the center. That's how I've done it, like a little cross in the center. I like to just hold it, to feel it.
Yeah,
and even when you have it, just have it in your purse. Or if you're traveling, you know, travel with it.
And what do I do with mine, Nicky?
You hang them up, and they're shadow boxes. They're on your dresser when you wake up in the morning.
And on my lampshade.
And on your lampshade. I think it's so lovely, the way you see it and the way you do it.
I drape them over.
How many do you have
works of art.
You've got a lot.
I try, and one of the things I've done, and it hasn't been every visit, but I've always allowed it, you know, at least one every other visit with Nicky.
That's a lot.
So even if I wasn't hosting your show, I knew you're my favorites on my program guide, so I'd be alerted and I go online. And these are the pieces that I've been collecting crosses since, you know, a young girl, but these are those pieces that I don't put away. These are those pieces that make a statement. These are those pieces that you're going to treasure for a lifetime. I can't stress that enough. I mean, this is forever.
And this is something that's not, as I said, it's not a fad. It's not a fashion. It's a cross. It's a symbol. It's a universal form. It's super powerful and super special.
Oh, Nicky, okay.
And beautifully, beautifully made.
At this point, we're counting backwards on what is available. Now, the metalon here, on the five choices. And I mean, the labradorite, the moonstone, the amethyst, the garnet, or your blue topaz. At this point, we're still okay.
I've never done a cross quite like this before.
It reminds me...
all self-colors, all like this.
Yeah, and it reminds me like at Easter, you know, when they do the cloth over. I know it's a cross, but it's almost like how they put the cloth over the cross.
Yes, yes.
And that's what it kind of reminded me.
When they close up the tabernacle?
Yes. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I was sort of like just drawn to it. Even up to the bow, it's hidden, but even that has that little special detail.
It's got a nice detail. It's a nice part of the design. So pretty. Yeah.
Okay, look at that moonstone.
And it's classical too, isn't it? I'm trying to see which one.
It's just lovely.
It's a very, very classical shape. It's almost... yeah. It is powerful.
It's a powerful piece. It's 3 1/4 inches in length. It's 1
and this is
5,
all
15,
real gemstones. These are all real stones.
Yeah.
So you feel that energy. You put on something this large with 19 stones, all hand set, all hand carved, hand polished, hand finished. That's an energy that cannot be faked.
And
you
the
can't
reality,
fake that.
you can't, and there's nothing like the stones, and we've talked about this, the stories we've shared, you know, that the power of the stones that you use and you select, and you said,
very true.
They really, and I know it sounds crazy, but...
it's not crazy,
if you believe in the power of gemstones, believe in Nicky Butler.
I believe in the power of gemstones in healing, too, because there's energy.
Yes.
This
Garnet
is nature's
just sold
gift.
out, excuse me.
Oh, the garnet went.
Yep, garnet's gone. What'll be the next? Because we have a 2-minute. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're like everyone is equally selling just a handful of each.
Yeah.
They will all go. Wait, listen, Nick, we see fashion jewelry pieces and they're beautiful.
They're lovely, and I did fashion jewelry for years. I love fashion jewelry.
They're not genuine gemstones. They're not sterling.
It feels very different, and it's strange because I've done both. I mean,
they're more expensive
I did runway shows. They totally are. But
you have a whole coffee table book that is all about your amazing fashion
my billboards
jewelry.
and those amazing ladies that did the billboards for me. I worked with Saint Laurent, I worked with Armani, I worked with Karl Lagerfeld. I mean, I did it all. I did all the shows, which was fantastic experience and fun and amazing, and I love doing it. But doing and working with real gemstones in real sterling, there is nothing like it. You can't compare it. It's a different, the word I always come back to is energy. And that is something you can't feel. And you get energy from people, from everything. You know it. You know it intuitively.
We say empowering. It can be a mood changer.
Totally is.
Other people, it's a mood changer.
And I think it's very good. And I think a part of this is to spread the energy in these beautiful pieces.
Oh, for sure.
And have the ladies enjoy. You know, you've kept me here for 18 years. This is a very competitive business, the jewelry business.
Certainly.
And I'm here 18 years. I've got a very special niche audience. I don't kind of go off and do mad trendy fads and crazy stuff. I do what I think is right and what is authentic. And this is the authentic, this is the real deal. I mean, I won't hold the garnet cross anymore, it's sold out, but I will hold the amethyst. Beautiful, ceremonial purple ammy.
And for February girls, if that's a birthstone, blue topaz for December, or for, alternative stones, maybe for March, for the aquamarine. But I gotta tell you, if you've never experienced the signature stone for Nicky Butler, that is the rainbow moonstone.